Good afternoon, lovelies. How are you travelling? Karnie here. Got my beautiful big mermaid bow on at the moment. Looking a bit Magda Subansky-ish. Was one of her characters, Pixie, whoever that was. Can't remember her name. Pixie something or other a lot. Anyway, just about to do this healing grid for our Piscean energy. I've got a whole plethora of crystals in front of me and all of my information. So I'll go through some of those first before I begin the creative process, because once I begin the creative process, I kind of go into a bit of an altered state, and who knows what will come together. So what have we got? Okay, haven't written down the meanings of fluorite, so I'll pop that in the post, but I've got these beautiful little fluorite seahorses. They are gorgeous as. They're going to be swimming around, I think. I think I have a vision in my head of what's going to be created. I've got a piece of kyanite. It's a really beautiful big piece of kyanite. Let's read up on what kyanite's used for. So this is kyanite. It's a calming, grounding, balancing of emotions crystal, which can access deeper meditation states. Hey Stu, how are ya? And it connects to our intuitive energy and dream recall for clarity and protection. This is one of your Piscean crystals, my friend. This one's called blue kyanite. It's a very, very strong psychic connection crystal. I'm feeling like it's going to be in the center somewhere. Just heard the word trident, so maybe that's what I'm making from the center. Anyway, what else have we got here? We've just gone through the little, beautiful little fluorite seahorses. I've got 4 of those. I've also got 4 little quartz aura stars, rainbow aura stars. I've got some quartz here. Quartz is an amplifying crystal. These are what's called singing crystals. Now with singing crystals, you normally point the point outwards from whatever the grid is that you're making, and so it's the energy goes from all of the crystals out. It kind of amplifies the entire energy. What do I say about quartz? Clear quartz is an amplifier. I think I just said that. It purifies Piscean body's energy and uplifts the soul to higher consciousness. It also helps Piscean people find the answers that they seek. That's a little tiny one. There's a bigger one. So that's a singing crystal in that. You can get quartz obviously in much bigger pieces, but I'm going to be using the singing crystals today because I want to amplify the energy out. We have some blue lace agate, this one here. So I've got my little angel that I'll probably stick in as well. I've only got a couple of small pieces of blue lace agate. They're a bit hard to see. Oh, they're alive. Okay, blue lace agate. Let me hold it up. Stone of communication for clarity of thought. It's the stone of the diplomat. Must have a bit of a link to Libra there. It's for stabilizing and strengthening balance of the emotions, the physicality, and the intellectual energy. It can also counteract repression and suppression of feelings, which are caused by the lower grade energies of fear, judgment, and rejection. So that's blue lace agate. It's a chalcedony. Okay, what else have we got? We've got moonstone. Now I've got 2 different lots of moonstone here. I've got some moonstone tumbles. These are rainbow moonstones. I don't know if you can see the little, you might be able to see a bit of colour shine on some of them. Yep, there we go. I can just see it now. You can see the rainbows reflecting in there. That's rainbow moonstone. And I've also got some green moonstone, which is for the heart chakra. So these ones are gorgeous. These are generators, which means that they're like a tower and they come to a point. So when they come to a point, the energy is focused and can come out that way. So those ones are green moonstone. I've got 4 of those, all in different tower sizes, and I've got some tumbles of rainbow moonstone as well. I've only got 2 pieces of, this is Amazonite. Only 2 pieces of that. It's quite a dear crystal. I nearly gave theirs away and I decided not to at the last minute. Amazonite represents truth, honour, integrity. It can be used to help treat fatigue. I know there's a lot of very tired people at the moment. Or trauma or anything that leaches energy from the body. Hey Sasha, how you doing, darling? I'm just about to make the crystal grid. Got my little mermaid big bow on at the top. And yep, and we've just spoken about moonstone. So thank you once again for that beautiful moonstone necklace, because moonstone is my birth crystal, but I actually meant to put it on to do this, but I'll pop it on later when I do a bit of shuffling around. All good. Aventurine is this one. These boxes are a little bit hard to open. So this is green aventurine. And what do we say about this one? Green aventurine is about prosperity and purpose. It's a stone that guarded the shields of Amazon. It's a heart chakra stone. This wasn't mentioned in many of the websites as being a Piscean crystal. It was mentioned in one, but I want to bring in a lot of the shades of the ocean into this, with it being Piscean energy. So I thought, look, I'll go for the greens and the blues and maybe a little tiny bit of pink and some purple. I've also got some carnelian in here, so I'm not sure how that one's going to play into it yet, because it's not exactly feeling right for me. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I love you both. Thank you. I feel like Magda Sibansky from, I don't know, she used to have she was in a show with someone, with Con the Fruiterer, and she used to always wear these enormous bows. I feel a bit like her at the moment, but anyway. Okay, this one is aquamarine. I've got quite a few different types of tumbles of this one. This one has calming, serene energy. It balances the watery signs and emotional sensitivity. It also enhances heart-based communication, improves intuition, and is great to meditate with. It's for the creative dreamers who seek adventure, which of course is the Piscean energy. What else haven't I done? Right, I might leave the lids off those. That'll make that a bit easier. Now I've got different types of amethyst. I'm not sure which one I'll go with. For the last Piscean one, we used the dog's teeth. I might use that. I'm not sure yet. These are just smaller pieces of amethyst. So amethyst is a crown chakra crystal. It's quite a high vibrator. Very, very protective. It balances the Piscean conflict between the spiritual and the physical, creating inner harmony and a peaceful joy. So it bridges the gap. So we've got the crown, spiritual, physical, solar plexus and below. So it bridges the gap between those two aspects of the physical body. It's for creative solutions and manifesting goals. Beautiful. So we'll definitely be using some of that, whether we use that particular one. I also do have a blue lace agate heart with wings. I'm feeling like that will be going center stage. Now, Lepidolite, which I haven't got down yet, but I'll grab some in a minute, is for emotional support and taking the sting out of feelings. It also is for a sense of peacefulness and happiness. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? Okay, rose quartz. So this is raw rose quartz. And this is polished rose quartz. These polished rose quartz hearts are actually worth a fortune because they've been beautifully carved, and they're on an angle, so they're kind of different. So rose quartz is for the selfless empaths who strive to help others. So it's about filling them up with love, forgiveness, compassion, kindness. Okay, ametrine. So that was actually ametrine, not amethyst. So ametrine is a combination between amethyst and citrine. That was what I mentioned about balancing the conflict between the two. Now I know I've got a pyramid in that, so I'll have to go and grab that in a moment. I also have these little tiny amethysts, which are quite light. They're a different shade of amethyst than the others. And these ones have little babies growing on them, so they're kind of cute. So that might be a nice thing to pop in there for the dream state as well too. Let me just grab, what was the other thing I said I wanted? Let me just grab my ametrine. All right. If I can find it. I don't remember seeing it actually. No, I haven't seen it in a long time. Okay, so no ametrine, it's gone missing. I don't know how that happens, but it does. And one piece of lepidolite, and it's actually quite purple, but it doesn't look it there. I don't know if it looks it closer. It's got serenity written in the centre. So I'm going to spin this around now. Now, let's see how we go. In the background, I also have, I'll bring them over, 2 mermaids that I'm going to put right at the very back. And I've also got my beautiful Laramie healing wand. I'm going to be using that too, but that's in the other room at the moment. Oh, so let us begin. Oh, big energy. Thinking I might grab some sodalite as well too. If I've got any, I'm not sure if I have. Anyway, let's see how we go. Right, so I'm feeling like this is actually a trident. So heart base center, trident. Let's give it some big points. Okay. I'm going to find 3 nice, really big, nice big pieces. Don't know if I've got anything else as big as that. What's the biggest one I've got there? Maybe this one? Okay, the thing with crystal grids is it's just a matter of playing around with the energy too. So you'll try something, put something else down, see if it works, see if it doesn't. So I'm actually being told to switch across to one of the green moonstones. Now I think that's going to be too big. Let's try the small one. Don't really want there to be a price on it, so we might take the price off it because that wouldn't look very nice. Does that look better or does that look ridiculous? Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think I like the energy of that. No, doesn't feel right to me. So we'll go back to, that's actually bigger and it's clearer. Oh, and is that bigger still? Yep, that's bigger still. Right, let's pop that one in the middle. And I might change them as I go anyway. All right, so that's feeling nice. We've got this trident center in the middle, coming out of a heart space of green agate. Beautiful. Don't know if we're actually going to be using those down there. We will see how we go. So this is my Amazonite, aquamarine, sorry, not Amazonite, aquamarine. And what I'm feeling called to do, and I'm going to move that out of the way for now, what I'm feeling called to do is to have a spiral of energy coming out. So I'm feeling like we're going to start with the lighter colours first and then come into the darker colours. So we're going to vortex the energy like we're in kind of a whirlpool. We might even bring this down a bit. Yep, so I've got enough energy at the top, enough room at the top to come down. Yep, that's looking better. All right. Beautiful. Okay, let's go with, and I've also got, which I didn't mention, and I might start with that. I've got these little opalites as well. So we might kind of just make a trail of them to begin with, a little pathway. Yeah, let's do that. That feels right. It's kind of like following the breadcrumbs. Okay. So it feels like this will just go around first, kind of like it's this vortex of energy has begun. Okay. We don't want it to be too big because I haven't got lots of this and I don't want to run out. It's like an explosion of energy coming out of the trident. Beautiful. I'm happy with that. Okay, and it's kind of creating those out of the way. Put them back in their container because we're not going to need them yet. Do you like the way I talk to myself as I go? That sounds fab. Yep. Yeah, I'm feeling like it's a whirlpool of energy. I was actually listening to Bron's replay this morning of, I caught the tail end of her Piscean energy, and she was talking about going with the flow, which is very much like what I think the energy is like at the moment too. I'm actually loving this Piscean energy at the moment, but it just feels very much like a surrender, you know, into and just, you know, follow the flow, follow the waters. Don't get caught up in fighting it or restriction. Just surrender and see where we go. See where the universe wants to take us. That's what it feels like to me. Okay, so we want it to be nice and even. So normally what I do, and I'll do that right at the very end, is I'll take a photograph from above, and that'll give me a bird's eye view and give me some idea of the symmetry of whether, you know, I'm actually in alignment with where I want to be or if I'm not. So I can see already here, this is a bit thicker than I want it to be. So I'm just going to thin that out a little bit. Just use my hands either side, stretch it out, make it a little bit longer. Now, I don't quite have enough. I don't know if it's going to look a bit weird because it's not going to meet up, or if I can actually make it look like we're just naturally going into, let's take a bit out of here. If I can make it look like we're just naturally going into single file, then that will be great. That's better. Okay, that's made it a bit longer too. Okay, let's see what we've got. So we're going to go with some, this is moonstone that we're putting down now. And we're just kind of creating, I need it to come in a bit smaller because I haven't got lots and lots of space to play with. Right, we want to make sure that our points go this way because the energy has to keep moving. We want that movement within the graph, within the grid, not the graph. Maths teacher coming out in me. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to keep the distance between them as even as I can. And I've actually got loads and loads of these, so I can do quite a nice circle, but you know, we might make the point. Just trying to think how we'll actually do this. I haven't got lots of room, and I've got a couple of different colors I want to change into. So I want to keep them as close to that as I can so they're even. And once again, like I won't get a really good idea. This is only rough to begin with, and then I'll have a look from above and see how it looks through the lens of the camera. And then we'll see whether it needs to be changed anywhere, or I need to adjust it. All right, move out of the way. Done with that green onyx one. Round we go. Okay. I'm feeling like that was only 3/4. I'll probably do each thing 3/4. Yeah, that's what it feels like. So we'll keep it consistent. Let's move into some rose quartz. I didn't bring rose quartz over. Okay. Now, what I might map out is I might map out where roughly 3/4 is going to end up, because I don't have lots and lots of rose quartz. But I'm going to improvise here. Okay, so I'm going to go. I've got 7 of these hearts. So if I use those, I should be able to spread it out a bit more. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Whoops, they need to come in a bit. And we'll want to be finishing up about here. Let's put something there. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I counted right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a very big piece of rose quartz. Have I got any more of those hearts? I'll have a look in my little cupboard. No, I haven't. But what I have got is I've got a generator. So if I put the generator in there, that should be good. Yep. And there we are at 3/4. Woohoo! Love the way that's coming together. Okay, let us see. What will we go with next? Let's go with aquamarine. All right, so we'll go roughly this size. It's a bit small. Oh, the colours are beautiful. So because the crystal sizes are different here, they're not going to even up the same way. And these crystal sizes are different too. But we just want to keep it as consistent as we can. If we keep a similar kind of gap in the middle and we go with 3/4 each time, that won't make a difference. Because Piscean energy is very go with the flow. It's not about things being symmetrical. It's not about things being routine or consistent. It's just, you know, what's the easiest and least line of resistance, what feels intuitive in the moment. So we really are just focusing on that circle of just trusting that we're not getting caught up in things. Okay, now I'm noticing now I've got only a short bit here, so I'm not going to be able to fit many more in. I'll probably only get one more in. And I started over here, so I should be finishing up about here, I think. So I'm pretty close anyway. And once again, I'm not going to know till I have a look from above. That one's a bit big. Beautiful. Now, one of the other things that you can look at from above too, so I've noticed this, I've moved this one, is you can have a look. Some of these are aquamarine. Some of them have got quite dark patches on them. Some of them have got quite light. They're more into the whiter creamier. If I wanted to keep that consistent, then I could start swapping over once I've got a picture from above. Or I might decide I want to graduate the colours and go from lighter to darker within the aquamarine too. That's another option. Alrighty. Now, do I want to add more? Let me have a look. Right, I'm going to move Keratin back, because Keratin is actually from our new moon. So the new moon actually reigns over this moon. So we're still in the priestess energy, which is why I'm leaving Keratin now. And now I've got to decide whether I'll go with the aventurine or the purple of the amethyst. Or I don't think I've actually got enough blue to do sodalite. No, I haven't got anything like that. If I had sodalite, I'd probably go with the blue, I think. So it's either going to be the green or the purple. I'm thinking that I'll probably add my I'll add two of these little babies either side, swimming in the centre. And I might move them around. This one needs to come across a little bit more. Beautiful. And then I'm going to pop 4 little stars in as well. 1, 2, 3. See, so now that gap is filling up as well. And it's like there's energy coming out of there too. Happy with that. I wish I did have some aventurine, ametrine. The purple and gold would look lovely in this. Which one feels right? Does it feel like it should be the green? Okay, or does it feel like it should be the purple? Okay, doesn't feel like either of those. Feels like it should be blue. Is what I'm healing, and I don't think I have anything in blue at the moment. Oh no, I do. Look at that. Woohoo! Okay. So I actually have 2 different options. So I've got some sodalite and I've also got some lapis lazuli, and both are actually crystals that were mentioned. So let's move these out of the way and give me a bit more space. It's all about making space, eh? It's a great thing about these couches. It's got a really nice ledge that I can put things on. All right, now I'm feeling like these ones were washed quite deeply and they've lost their colour. I think they're going to look really insipid. Yes, it's not going to be them. All right, so let's get rid of the sodalite, because that's just going to look pale and insipid. And let's go with the lapis, which may need to be polished a little bit. So that's actually a piece of sodalite, so I might even mix them up a bit. I have got a couple of pieces of sodalite in here. Okay, this is lapis. Third eye crystal, so very connected to intuition. Yeah, and that's actually beautiful. I love the blue contrast. I knew it was blue I needed. Got to trust your intuition, hey? All right, these pieces are gorgeous too. Move that across a bit. have I got anything further? Right, I can put the banded agate in as well. And then intersperse that with the lapis. A bit more of the banded agate. Let's go the other side. A bit more lapis. I've actually got a couple of really beautiful pieces of, that one doesn't feel right. Let's go with one of the beautiful pieces I've got. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? That's quite a dear piece of lapis, that one. Because it's quite high grade, it's got lots of gold in it, as opposed to grey. Now we started over there, so we're going to be ending up about here. So let's get rid of these ones first. And it looks like we want to be shining these as we go, because lapis just has such a beautiful shine. So I'm literally just using my top at the moment, but that's okay. Just got to make sure that I keep the tablecloth clear. All right, I actually love this. Yeah, really love this energy. That doesn't feel right. These pieces of lapis are really irregular too, which I actually quite like, because, you know, that's pretty in sync with let's just go with the flow, isn't it? Oh, look, we got a lovely heart piece. Look at that, it's like a love heart. Let's pop the love heart of lapis down. I'm choosing the slightly bigger pieces, and I know exactly what I'm going to do at the end. Woohoo! I love it when the plan comes together. Right, and I do have to dust down a bit, but that's okay. So this is just rough still at the moment. I won't get a really good idea until I've actually held my camera above and looked down. But over here at my 3/4 mark, and leading into that, look at this beautiful big piece of lapis palm stone I've got. So I'm going to pop that there at the 3/4 mark, and I'm going to trade that one that I don't love so much and that one across for that one, which is gorgeous. Oops. I'm going to make sure I don't fall off my chair, because that wouldn't look good on camera. And then over here, we are going to amplify that intuitive energy coming into our physical realm. So bringing the intuition into the physical. I'm going to bring that one here. We're going to amplify that energy big time now. I'm going to see if I've got any more, because oh, hang on, no, that's 5. So that's the number of big changes. That sounds pretty good. And let us then amplify this energy. Oh, that's a nice piece too. That's nicer than that piece. Yeah, see, this switching backwards and forwards will go on for hours and hours and hours before I'm actually satisfied. But we're going to amplify this intuition coming out of here with some quartz. And where it is smallish, that's cool. We'll just go in a bit more and go under. It's still there. Like I said, Piscean energy doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going with the flow. Going with the flow. And all of these sizes are different too, so it kind of gives the awareness of an energetic explosion, a bit like an ocean tsunami, but an explosion of intuition. So it's not an explosion of challenging energy. It's not an explosion of emotional energy. It's an explosion of intuitive energy. Okay. How are we doing? A few more to go. And I'll have a look at that from above. I'll give you guys a look now. Oh, don't know how lucky the lid was on. Hey. It's a bit of a ride. Okay, spin it around. Okay, so here we have at the moment this expansive energy, this energy of intuition coming out from the trident in the center, creating this vortex of like a whirlpool. This doesn't feel right down here. Can you see how it's so much easier to see it through a camera lens? So you can see over here, it's actually not out far enough. So that's got to be out a little bit wider, or these have got to come in a little bit further. But it's just much easier to see it through a camera. So you can see here, there's a bigger gap. So I can push that out a bit more, and I can pull that one in a bit too. There we go. This one's a bit out. Anyway, I'll have a play with that before I put the last little bit together. Okay, so we've still got in the background this stuff I've got to clear up here. I've still got the cornucopia of wealth. I've still got the mermaids, got the selenite protection in the corner, angelic protection. We've got Keridwen over there because we're still in the energy of the initiator. We're still in the energy of the initiator with Isis. Still in the Virgo new moon energy. Hey, Kerry, how you doing? So we've still got Isis down here. So what I'll do now is I'll take all of the other bits away, clean up the space, take a photograph, spin me around, take a photograph from above, and then it will be much easier for me to see how that's actually come together and what needs to be shifted and adjusted and what's okay and what's not. But I'm a bit happy with that. Bit happy with that indeed. It feels really good, apart from all the bits I'm noticing and changing. And sometimes I have to take a little while to step away from it to be able to have a look at it too and think, you know, okay, is that how I want it to be? Is that the energy that I wanted to create? The energy that I wanted to create today was about going with the flow, you know, falling into the vortex, allowing the energy. Thank you, Sasha. Allowing the energy to work for you, like, you know, not pushing the flow, not fighting it, but just surrendering into it. And I'm pretty happy with the way that's come together. I can still see I need to tweak that bit there. That's not okay for me. But I'm really happy with that, you know, because it's almost like there's a trident at the centre and there's a trident at the end too. Well, what do you call a 5-pronged trident? Is that a quintrant? Like a quintuplet trident? Quintrant? I don't know what you call it. Anyway, I'm going to go now and clear up the rest of the space of what I don't need here and take a photo and see what I need to tweak. Have a wonderful evening. Ciao, ciao.